Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and lush green forests, lived a poor widow and her only son, Jack. They had just one cow to their name, the sole source of their meager income, providing milk that they sold in the marketplace. However, the cow had grown old and stopped producing milk, and their situation became increasingly dire. One morning, Jack's mother instructed him to take the cow to town and sell her, hoping the proceeds could see them through the coming weeks. Jack obediently set off, leading the cow down the dusty track towards the busy town center. As he walked, he daydreamed about the adventures he might one day have, oblivious to the unusual figure approaching him on the road. An old man, with a long white beard and twinkling eyes, stopped Jack. "Good day, young fellow," he said, giving a nod toward the cow. "Might you be selling this fine beast?" Jack explained his purpose, and the old man leaned in. Lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper, the old man said, "I have something even better than money for you," pulling out 5 beans from his pocket. "These are magical beans. Plant them, and overnight they will grow into something magnificent." Jack was captivated by the old man's words and, forgetting his mother's instructions, traded the cow for the mysterious beans. He ran back home, full of excitement, to share the news with his mother. She was not impressed. In fact, she was furious. "You fool!" she cried, tossing the beans out of the window in anger. "How will we eat now?" Heartbroken and ashamed, Jack went to bed without supper. But as he slept, something extraordinary was happening outside. The beans had sunk deep into the fertile soil and sprouted into a towering beanstalk that stretched into the clouds. When Jack awoke early the next morning, he couldn't believe his eyes. The beanstalk was enormous, its twining vines robust enough to bear his weight. Curiosity and a sense of adventure overcame him, and Jack began to climb. As he ascended higher and higher, the ground and his tiny village became a distant speck below. At the top, Jack found himself in a strange new land. The clouds were soft underfoot, and before him loomed a gigantic castle. Jack, driven by a mix of wonder and hunger, ventured inside. Everything in the castle was colossal. He tiptoed through the vast halls, and his stomach rumbled. Using his wit, Jack stealthily took some food to satisfy his hunger. Then, his eyes caught sight of a majestic golden harp that played itself and a hen that laid eggs of pure gold. Jack knew these treasures could change his life forever. Just as he was about to take them, he heard heavy footsteps and a booming voice echo through the corridors. "Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." The giant of the castle had returned, his nostrils flaring as he sniffed the air. Jack quickly hid behind a massive barrel, holding his breath. The giant entered, his huge eyes scanning the room. He grumbled, deciding to eat first and investigate later. Jack seized the moment, grabbing the harp and the hen and making a dash for the beanstalk. As he raced toward the beanstalk, the magical harp began to sing, alerting the giant, who roared in fury and gave chase. Jack slid down the beanstalk as though his life depended on it, which, indeed, it did. The giant was not far behind, his enormous form shaking the beanstalk. Jack reached the ground, screaming for his mother to bring an axe. His mother hurried out, and, with all her might, Jack attacked the base of the beanstalk. With a few swift chops, the beanstalk began to wobble, then splinter, and finally fall, taking the giant with it, who crashed to the earth, never to harm Jack or his mother again. With the harp playing beautiful melodies and the hen laying golden eggs daily, Jack and his mother's fortunes changed dramatically. They lived comfortably in their little village, never wanting for anything again. Jack grew wiser, always remembering the lessons of his adventure, and they all lived happily ever after. The end.